it's Hana Sensei. Today I want to talk a little bit about my personal philosophy for teaching English. So when I teach English, what my goal is for the student to be able to have the skills or the building blocks necessary for the English language, and to be able to use the English language in any way that they want to. So I focus on the 4 skills of English, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And so when you're learning English, my goal for you is to be able to use these skills on your own in any kind of situation, whether you're taking a test at school, meeting a foreign person, speaking with them, wanting to read English or watch movies or TV in English. Whichever situation it is, I want you to be able to have the skills that you need in order to do what you want. And so when I teach, I don't usually focus on a set curriculum or strict textbook style learning, but I use a more natural approach of how a baby would learn language when they're learning their mother tongue. When you think about how a young child learns their mother language, they first start by listening to their parents or the people who are talking around them. And the second thing that they do is then they start to copy what the people are talking about. So they'll start making the same sounds and eventually learning words and learning sentences. And then they might start reading and also writing later on. And so I try to follow that pattern of learning in my classroom by helping the kids focus on these skills naturally in the classroom. And then they have the tools they can then take out into the world and use on their own anytime. It's much different from, let's say, just memorizing words or memorizing phrases. When you do English learning that way, you have a limited amount of vocabulary and grammar structures that you have memorized. For example, if you just memorize one word by one word, cat, dog, pig, or simple phrases, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. When you memorize things like that, it might be fun to learn that way for some people. But for example, when you're talking with a native speaker and they maybe say, hello, how are you? And if the only answer you have memorized is, I'm fine, thank you, how are you? It might not be what you really want to say, but that's the only thing you can say because that's the only thing you have memorized, right? So I try to have a more natural way of learning many different words, many different answers for the same question. If someone says, hello, how are you? You could say, I'm having a hard day. I had a big test at school and it was very difficult to study for, right? So you have a different answer for the same question. But how do you do that? It's by learning listening skills, learning different kind of things to say instead of just memorizing what's in a textbook. And also for reading and writing, I usually focus on phonics for the skill, the tool that you need to learn in order to be able to read and write on your own, even new words that you might not have seen in a textbook or read before. But if you know the phonics sounds and spelling rules in English, then you can use those tools, those skills, and apply them to any word. So for example, if you know the word pineapple, right? But you don't know how to write the word pineapple. So how would you do that? Well, you do that by using phonics, by using each letter out. So p, I, n, a, p, l. Okay, and then you know those sounds, and then if you also know the spelling rules that go together with that, then you know p is P, I is the letter I, N is N, and you have that I back there, right? But that I doesn't make an I sound without a silent E. So then you have P, I, N, and a silent E to make that I sound. Otherwise it says I, right? And then you have apple. So you need A, P. A is a short sound, so you need two of those. And then okay? That's at the end of the word. You need something else, another silent E, right? So when you know those spelling rules, then you can apply to, okay, I want to spell pineapple, P-I-N-A-P-L, and you can write it. So yes, to summarize, I like to give my students the tools to use in order to use English in any way that they want to, not just memorizing certain things from a textbook or a curriculum, but actually more like building blocks that they learn so that they can put them together in any way that they want to use it. Thank you for listening. I'll see you again next time. Bye!